Eala plays Charaeva in first match at home in 8 years. Manila, Philippines, Manny Pacquiao, Robert Jaworski Sr., Hidalin Diaz, Carlos Yulo and Alex Eala. Among the few, these 5 athletes headline the majestic mural castle in front of the Nuluk Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, starring the young Filipina tennis sensation as the country rolls out the red carpet for the historic WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open main draw before an expected full-capacity crowd today. Only 20 years of age, with her portrait already etched alongside the Philippine sports Mt. Rushmore of greats, Eala, with an entire nation behind her, slugs it out with Russian Elena Charaeva in round 1 of the 32-player main draw. Eala, the first top 50 Filipina player ever at WTA, plunges into action as the number 2 seed against WTA number 163 Charaeva in the main event, at center court, of the 11-match opener projected to get going at 7 p.m. Charaeva, 23, beat Eala in a lone encounter back in their ITF days in Spain in 2020. And she's determined to strike again, hoping to pull another one against the Filipina in her home court. But even with pressure, responsibility and challenge of epic proportions to win at home, Eala will march into the duel with the same mindset like she's duking it out in any city stop of the WTA Tour. Yes, I have met her. She's a very nice person and a great player. So I'm just going to go, and I've done everything I can to do the best of my ability to prepare. So I'm going to go and do my best, vowed Eala. Although this is at home, my mindset in that sense is no different. I take it match by match. I'll do everything I can to win my first one. But if not, it is what it is. That's really tennis. I mean, you can't win all the time. Winning, after all, is only a bonus, as Eala already fulfilled the ultimate goal of introducing tennis to the Philippine audience with hopes of transforming it from a slept-on sport to a staple one here, 8 years since her last game at home. Eala, then only 12 years old, left the country in 2018, fresh from winning the FIMA PSC International Junior Tennis Championships, to study and train as a scholar at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Spain. Tenny Mighties, the country's second-ranked player, goes up against Time Maninkaya Sawanki, WTA number 197, UAP MVP and Emina of Santo Tomas faces Russia's Tatiana Prozorova, WTA number 173, while national U's Elizabeth Abarque clashes against Japan's Mai Hantama, WTA number 244. The air inside the arena feels different when Eala steps onto a Philippine court. It is thicker, heavier, alive with memory. For the first time in 8 long years, she is playing a competitive match at home, and across the net stands Russia's Ekaterina Charaeva, an opponent on paper, but almost a footnote compared to the moment itself. Eala pauses before the first serve, bouncing the ball with a familiarity that feels both new and ancient. 8 years ago, she was still a kid chasing forehands under the tropical sun, dreaming loudly but privately. Since then, the world has spun her far from home, to academies abroad, to junior grand slams, to the unforgiving grind of the professional tour. Now she is back, no longer a promise but a presence, carrying a nation's gaze with every step. The crowd rises early, clapping not because a point has been won, but because she is here. In the Philippines, sport is deeply emotional, and athletes rarely arrive as blank slates. Eala arrives wrapped in stories, the teenager who conquered Junior Wimbledon, the Filipina carving space in a sport that has rarely spoken her language. Against Charaeva, the match begins at love all, but the meaning of it starts far earlier. Charaeva strikes first, a clean backhand down the line that reminds everyone this is still professional tennis, not a ceremony. Eala nods, accepting the reminder. There will be no gifts. Home courts do not soften opponents, they sharpen them. Yet with the next rally, Eala responds, her lefty forehand bending wide, dragging Charaeva off the court. The roar that follows is instant, unfiltered, unmistakably Filipino. 8 years is a long time to be away. In that span, Eala grew up in silence and spotlight at the same time. She learned to win alone, to lose alone, to pack her life into suitcases and airport lounges. Playing at home again feels almost disorienting. Coaches calling out in familiar accents, faces in the crowd that resemble cousins and classmates, flags waving instead of neutral banners. Every point carries a double weight, one for the scoreboard, one for the people. The rallies lengthen. Charaeva tests Eala's patience, pushing her deep, probing the backhand, refusing to let the moment overwhelm her. Eala counters with composure that belies the occasion. This is what 8 years away has built, the ability to breathe under pressure, to separate noise from necessity. She fist pumps after a long hold, not wildly, but deliberately, as if telling herself that this, too, is just tennis. And yet, it is not just tennis. Between points, Eala glances at the stands and sees something she has missed: belief without conditions. At home, she is not asked to justify her ranking or explain her losses. She is welcomed as she is, an athlete still becoming, still learning, still brave enough to return. Midway through the match, momentum swings. Charaeva finds her range, breaking serve with a bold return. The arena hushes, tension replacing celebration. This is the moment when home pressure can turn heavy, when expectations threaten to slip into fear. Eala walks to her towel, closes her eyes, and exhales. 8 years ago, this might have rattled her. Today, she smiles faintly, resets, and steps back to the line. When she breaks back, it is with authority, a serve out wide, a forehand into open space, a point finished on her terms. The crowd erupts, not because the match is over, but because something else has been confirmed. She belongs here now, not as a child chasing dreams, but as a professional capable of carrying them. As the match unfolds, the result begins to matter less than the resonance. Every rally feels like a conversation between past and present, between the girl who left and the woman who returned. Charaeva remains relentless, forcing Eala to earn everything. And Eala does, point by point, sweat by sweat, refusing to let nostalgia soften her edge. When the final ball is struck, whether it seals victory or signals more work ahead, the applause is long and standing. It is not just for the outcome, but for the journey compressed into this single afternoon. 8 years away, and yet the connection remains unbroken. Eala waves to the crowd, her expression a blend of relief, pride, and quiet gratitude. Playing Charaeva at home is a first step, not a finish line. Bigger matches await, tougher opponents loom. But this one matters differently. This one reminds her, and everyone watching, that no matter how far the road stretches, some courts are forever home.